We would like to recognize that the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point occupies lands of the Ho-Chunk and Menominee people. Please take a moment to acknowledge and honor the ancestral Ho-Chunk and Menominee land and the sacred land of all Indigenous peoples. Graduates and guests, please rise if you are able for the presentation of the colors. Then remain standing as UW-Stevens Point senior, music education and performance major Karina Verdette from Green Bay, Wisconsin, sings our national anthem. Please be seated. I would now like to introduce members of our platform party who are on stage. Chancellor Thomas Gibson, Levon Cornell Swanson, Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Lieutenant General Scott Barrier, Keynote Speaker, Shannon and Wayne Semmerling, Alumni Pinners, Gretel Stock, Dean of University College, Marty Loy, Dean of the College of Professional Studies, William Broussard, Vice Chancellor for University Advancement, Lana Poole, Chief Marketing and Enrollment Officer, Pratima Gandhi, Vice Chancellor for Business Affairs, Al Thompson, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. You may be seated. I would now like to welcome Chancellor Gibson to the podium.
Welcome to our spring commencement. I'm Dr. Thomas Gibson, Chancellor of UW-Stevens Point. Congratulations on what may be your greatest achievement so far in life. Many more are sure to follow. Before we proceed, special thanks to our soloists. Karina, thank you. The UW-Stevens Point Symphonic Wind Ensemble, directed by Dr. John Lynch. The staff in University Communications and Marketing, Facility Services, and University Police and Security Services who planned for weeks and set up this major event. Very few of our 1,100 spring graduates reached this point alone. Many people helped make this day possible, especially parents, family, and friends of our graduates. So graduates, let's take a moment to say thank you, but hold your applause until the end. Will the following please stand as you are able? Parents and step-parents, please stand. Grandparents and great-grandparents, brothers and sisters, husbands, wives, or partners, children and grandchildren of our graduates, aunts and uncles, nieces and nephews, other relatives and friends of our graduates, faculty and staff. Everyone should be standing at this point. Thank you for your dedication and support. Graduates, I invite you to join me in showing your appreciation. Thank you. You are among more than 1,100 students on whom degrees will be conferred today. You are also among students who, in just 1 hour, purchased all of the student tickets for the men's hockey NCAA Round 1 game. You certainly got your money's worth, as the game had 4 overtime periods. You purchased nearly 3,900 ice cream treats at Carl D's this school year. 2,000 treats known as the Pointer were sold. You also joined more than 300 group exercise activities at the Allen Fitness Center this year, and I don't know if there's a correlation or not. You consume 18,556 mochas, chai teas, and other specialty drinks at the Basement Brewhouse. And I am told that this does not include beer sales. I'm honored to celebrate this important milestone with you today. As the first in my family to go to college, I understand the power of education. Many of you are also first-generation college graduates. A special congratulations to each of you. You will see how it transformed your life and the lives of future generations in no time. UW-Stevens Point is a point of transformation for our students. Maybe you came to UWSP with a clear idea of your career goals and remain focused on achieving them. Maybe you discovered your purpose in the past few years. Regardless, your purpose-driven education has prepared you to think critically, communicate well, and solve problems. It has instilled in you the wisdom to value many views, respect differences, and seek common ground. It has prepared you to be engaged, to make a difference in your community and your world. It has given you the tools to succeed in life, however you choose to define success. When you reflect on your years at UW-Stevens Point, I hope you have fond memories of your time on campus and in the community. No doubt you will remember the effect the pandemic had on you, those you love, your education and social interaction. Who could have imagined a pandemic would be a part of your first year experience at UW-Stevens Point? You have overcome loss and found hope, powered through challenges, and showed remarkable resiliency to pursue your purpose, your degree. On behalf of the faculty and staff of UW-Stevens Point, we are so proud of you. Each year, a select group of graduating students are recognized with the Albertson Medallion. These students have distinguished themselves as true leaders within our academic and co-curricular activities of our university and community. This year, 12 students were selected to receive this award from our Winter 2022 and Spring 2023 classes. Would our Albertson Medallion recipients please stand to be recognized? Please stand. Thank you. In addition, 53 outstanding graduates have received the Chancellor's Leadership Award. The award recognizes graduates who contribute significant leadership, demonstrate university and community service, and display a commitment to personal growth. With these award recipients, please stand and please join me in congratulating them. Please stand. Thank you. You may be seated. I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge that this is Dean Marty Loy's final commencement. Dean Loy has served UW-Stevens Point for 36 years. First as a wrestling coach, then as a health promotion and wellness faculty member, and since 2010 as Dean of the College of Professional Studies. He has led with vision and passion. He challenged us to think bigger, and he helped to grow CPS and also attracted significant gifts to support it. We have added several undergraduate and master's degree programs, including the MBA, the doctoral programs in educational sustainability and physical therapy. Dean Loy's family is here with us today. Would his wife Becky and their children please stand? Thank you for sharing this engaging leader with UW-Stevens Point, and thank you, Dean Loy. To introduce other distinguished members of our audience and graduating class, may I present our Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, LaVon Cornell Swanson. LaVon.
Thank you, Chancellor Gibson. So as part of this occasion, we give special recognition to those students who have truly excelled both in and outside of the classroom. And today, it is my pleasure to introduce several groups of outstanding graduating seniors. We will begin with students who are recognized as recipients of the Academic Honors Award. The faculty has established a program of academic honors to recognize undergraduate students for outstanding academic achievement. Graduation honors are awarded on the basis of the grade point average for all courses attempted. There are 3 levels of academic honors: cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude. Will those students graduating with an overall grade point average of 3.5 to 3.74 please stand? These students are graduating cum laude. Congratulations. Please be seated. Will those students graduating with an overall grade point average of 3.75 to 3.89 please stand? These students are graduating magna cum laude. Congratulations. Please be seated. Among our 2023 graduates, there are 83 students who have earned a grade point average of 3.9 or above, a summa cum laude designation. Will these students please stand, and please join me in congratulating these outstanding students. You too may be seated. I would now like to recognize members of our graduating class who are veterans, active duty, or reserve service members. Would you please stand? These graduates are wearing red, white, and blue honor cords to signify their service to our country. I would also like to ask any audience members who are serving or have served in the armed forces to stand with our graduates so that we might recognize your service to our country. Thank you. Congratulations. You may be seated. So please help me welcome once again Chancellor Thomas Gibson.
Thank you, Provost Cornell Swanson. We are honored to have as our spring commencement speaker, Lieutenant General Scott Berrier. A 1984 alum of UWSP, Lieutenant General Berrier is the director of the United States Defense Intelligence Agency. The DIA is a Department of Defense combat support agency with a global mission and a worldwide workforce of more than 16,500 people. Lieutenant General Berrier is a career intelligence officer, serving at every level from battalion to combatant command. His Army Joint Service and Special Operations assignments includes service across the nation, the Republic of Korea, Iraq, and Afghanistan. Prior to his role with the DIA, he was the principal military intelligence and counterintelligence advisor to the Secretary-in-Chief of Staff of the Army and the Army's intelligence community representative. He has earned several medals, including the Distinguished Service Medal and the Bronze Star. He earned a bachelor's degree in history from UWSP, a master's degree in management from Central Michigan University, and a master's degree in strategic studies from the U.S. Army War College. He and his wife, Annie, have 2 sons and 2 grandchildren. Several members of Lieutenant General Berrier's family are here with us today, and I would like to invite them to stand and be recognized. Please stand to be recognized. Thank you. UW-Stevens Point class of 2023 and guests, please help me welcome our commencement speaker, Lieutenant General Scott Berrier.
That was good. Yeah. Hey guys, he got you, didn't he? Yeah, he did. You didn't know that was coming. Hey, pointers, good afternoon. Whoa. Let's try that again. Pointers, good afternoon. Yeah, let's get the energy level going in here. This is going to be fun. Hey, listen, it's an honor to be here. Chancellor Gibson, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for asking me. To this wonderful UWSP leader team behind me, you guys are wonderful. I don't know you well, but in the time that I have spent with you, it appears to me that you respect each other, you love one another, and I can always tell great organizations when I come into them. This is a great organization, and it starts at the top, so thank you. Let's give a round of applause for the UWSP leadership team. This is like coming home, and it's very hard to believe that 2 kids from Spencer, my brother Matt is here with me, we both graduated in '84. It's hard to believe that we're back here. This is truly a privilege, and I'm so thankful. 39 years ago, my brother and I sat where you are sitting. It wasn't in this exact location, but it was here at a graduation. And since then, my brother and his family have started a thriving business here in Wisconsin. I had to leave because I joined the Army. And I've lived all over. Chancellor Gibson mentioned some of them: Republic of Korea, all over the United States, Texas, Kansas, Florida, New York, Washington, D.C. And there is one interesting thing in common to all those places. When I talk to people from all these places, I mention that I'm from Wisconsin, I get a tisk. A tisk. It's kind of impolite, right? I've often wondered what that was, and through analysis, I determined that this is because there is a disdain out there in the world for the Green Bay Packers. Right, we win so much, right? We're mostly winning. Last year, not so much. But I think it's really because we've had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks in the last 30 years. Think how special that is. I live in Washington, D.C., where we have the Washington Commanders. They have 2 quarterbacks every season. So it's pretty interesting. I took a page out of Aaron Rodgers' book. Last week I went into seclusion for 2 days. I came out not wanting. I didn't want to play for the New York Jets, but I did have this speech and a few themes to pass on to you. So when Dr. Gibson called me a few months ago and asked me to do this, I told you before I was truly honored. He knows a little bit about leadership. And I said, "Are you sure you want to put this old Army general up there on the podium?" And he said, "Absolutely." And since I'm a graduate, I think it fits. So what I will try to do in as little time as possible is weave in a leadership discussion into 3 themes that I'd like you to take away. Now listen, I'm a realist. I couldn't tell you who my commencement speaker was. I don't think anybody behind me could tell you who their commencement speaker was. So I realize by tomorrow this will be forgotten. But what I hope to do is give you 3 things to think about and a little bit of life advice should you take up the leadership mantle, and maybe just think about it. If for no other reason, think about it tonight when you're having a beer. So here are the themes: decisions, actions, and kindness. How you decide, how you act, and how you express kindness and dignity and respect for others. Seems pretty simple, right? Let's dive in. Let's talk about decisions. The first thing that you're going to have to decide after leaving here today is what kind of person you want to be and what kind of life you will actually live. And, the script isn't written yet. Your script isn't written yet. And I'm often reminded, thinking about this, of a movie from long ago called Lawrence of Arabia. Many of you may have seen it. Our grandparents here probably have seen it. In that movie, Peter O'Toole plays a quirky Army major in the British Army, and he is assigned to round up Bedouin tribesmen and create this Arab army. And it's a really, really hard mission, and you can imagine the clash of cultures between him and the Bedouins. But he succeeds, and he gets this army formed, and they're on the march in combat action against the Turkish army in World War I. And in this particular sequence, there is one soldier that is lost, fell out of formation miles back. Lawrence knows this soldier, goes to the Arab commander and says, "Hey, we lost this soldier. We've got to turn back and get him." The Arab commander says, "No, we're not doing it. It's God's will." Shrugs it off. Lawrence does not take that for an answer. He leaves the formation, moves out for a day, finds a soldier, brings him back. He's tired, he's thirsty, almost dead, and he goes up to the Arab commander and says, "It's not God's will. We write. We write." The point is that you write. You write your script here, and you'll have to decide. You'll have to decide, do I live to work or do I work to live? There is a difference, and this decision has consequences, and it will impact how people see you, how you earn a living, how you live your life, and there is no right or wrong answer to this question. I'm a live to work guy. I found my passions. I found my purpose. The Army, working in intelligence, national security, and leading. Leading is my passion. It started here at the University of Wisconsin at Stevens Point in the ROTC program, in the history department, and the Russian and East Central European Studies program. If you decide that you are a live to work person, focus on passion or purpose or something bigger than yourself. It's risky. It may require sacrifices and compromises, and that could be time away from family and hobbies. And if you ask my family, they would probably concur with that. Decide on what you love doing and find your passion and purpose. If you are a work to live person, find that steady job to maximize income and free time to focus on other things. This is safer, and it will maximize that time for other interests. If you don't like what you are doing, decide on something else, because no one wants to spend their adult life doing the mundane just to get by. Leaders tend to be work-to-live people. You can see it in them. You can see it on the folks behind me on the stage. Their drive, their sense of responsibility, they thrive by making organizations and people, you, better. Very few people can thread the live-to-work, work-to-live needle. If you can find what you love doing and it gives you purpose and fulfillment and it pays, that is awesome, but it doesn't always happen. Let me shift to leadership. Speaking of leaders and leadership, to be a good leader, first you must serve. To be a good leader, first you must serve. You must care for others more than you care for yourself. And at its core, leadership is about getting people to do what they would not normally want to do. It sounds easy, but it's not. In the military, think of an infantry squad that has to clear an enemy trench, or think about going into a dark house to dispatch terrorists. Think about asking somebody to work a late shift, staying late to get reports done. You see, this is not just a military problem, it's also a civilian problem, because we will all be asked to lead. I've observed two different kinds of leaders, those who inspire and those who intimidate. Inspirational leaders get things done because people do not want to let them down. Intimidating leaders get things done because people fear them. Decide whether you want to inspire or intimidate. I think it's an easy choice. The best essay I ever read on leadership was in a speech given in 1926 by a guy named Brigadier General Murch Stewart. Now, Murch Stewart was the Army's most renowned historian and scholar of leadership at the time. This comes from the 1942 Army Officer's Guide on my desk. And Murch talked about the qualities of leadership, and this transcends military, civilian, academia, whatever. He talked about those qualities: courage, commitment, competence. Those are kind of the usual things you would see in a leader. But he talks about one that we don't really talk about a lot, and that is humanness. Humanness. What is humanness? I think what Murch meant by that is you have to be yourself. You have to be real. You have to have a sense of humility and a sense of humor. And you don't use your rank or position to get things done. Because if you are real, you will inspire. And this applies to all leaders of any walk of life: corporate, business, military. Every organization needs good leaders. Okay, that's decision. Decide what kind of person you want to be. Decide what kind of leader you want to be. Let's talk about actions. You are no longer kids. You are now in the real world. I don't have to tell you that. But how you act from here on out will also have consequences. And we all come from different places. My brother and I are farm kids from Spencer. You might come from a big city, or you might come from another country. First, take action to recognize and understand and accept those differences. And if you aren't happy with the person that you are here right now, take action to change that. You can change that because you're right. Be the person you want to be. Take action to develop and refine who you are. And find your sense of humanness. Find that sense of humility, that sense of humor, and just be real. And if you are asked to lead, take action to be that leader who inspires. And remember, inspirational leadership starts with acknowledgement and acceptance of others. Two examples of great inspirational leaders. The first one is my boss, Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin. I have worked for him 3 times in the last 20 years, when he was a 2-star, when he was a 4-star, and now as a Secretary of Defense. I love that man, and I do not want to let him down. Think of another behind me, Dr. Thomas Gibson, your Chancellor, transformational leader. You love him, and you don't want to let him down. They both take action to meet the challenges every single day. And remember to have a little grace. Have a little grace. Be able to forgive. When someone has a bad moment, when they screw up, when they make mistakes, perhaps a small integrity lapse, take action to help them recover. Don't hammer them. Give them some grace. Many years ago, when I was a student at the U.S. Army's Ranger School, a leadership school where they basically starve you and don't let you sleep to teach you leadership, I had a bad day. I lost some mission equipment, and I failed a patrol. And a non-commissioned officer who was grading me almost flunked me, but he pulled me aside and he said, "Hey, Barrier, you have more potential than this, and so I'm not going to fail you. I'm going to give you a passing grade, but don't let it happen again." He showed me grace. He showed me dignity, and I went on to graduate from that school. So remember grace. Okay, we talked about decide. We talked about taking action. Now let's talk about kindness. And I have to set this up for you. It goes back to 2001. My wife Annie and I are in a bar in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. We're attending the Army's pre-command course. This is where they take couples that are at the lieutenant colonel and colonel level, and they give you some training on how to be good leaders and refine your leadership before you actually take command. So Annie and I were in that bar working on our one-page leadership philosophy. It sounds easy, but it's not. Capturing the right words in one page to convey to the battalion how we would lead. And while we were doing this, there was an older gal in that bar, and she was eavesdropping on the conversation. She was an old soul, very, very wise. And this is a little harsh, but she came over and she said, "This is really easy. Just don't be an asshole." That's harsh, and I know this is being filmed, so I will not say it again. But what she meant is it boils down to kindness, how you treat others with dignity and respect. And the golden rule, treat others as you want to be treated, but more importantly, treat others as they want to be treated, with kindness. If you do not take our bartender's advice, before you know it, your personal and professional reputations will be tarnished. And you all know people like this. You will be labeled as that guy or that girl, and that is really, really tough to recover. I know people who have had that reputation all their lives, and they have never recovered. Okay, I'm going to get ready to wind this up, but I want to kind of pull it all together. So it all started here at Stevens Point. I decided I wanted to leave. I took action to enroll in ROTC and in the Russian and East Central European Studies program. I did my best to treat others with kindness. Think about that Russian and East Central European Studies program, how it set me up for success in 1984 in the Cold War, standing off the Soviets. Think about how it set me up for success just a couple of years ago when Russia invaded Ukraine. Who would have thought, right? This wonderful university charted the course for the rest of my life. For some perspective, allow me to take you back. It was 1984, Cold War, uncertainty, political strife, social strife, a tough economy. I soon found myself intertwined in the gears of history, and I'll describe that through the 4 different armies that I've been in 39 years. I talked about that Cold War army of the 80s, the USA versus the Soviet Union, NATO, the Warsaw Pact. That ended, we defeated them without fighting. And then the army of the in-between, say 1990 to about 2001. We searched for our identity, but we trained a lot, and we became the best military in the world, all services. But we didn't fight the war that we expected. What happened? 9/11. And then we fought a different kind of war. Many of you have probably participated in that war, and thank you for your service. That was a very tough army to be in. That was the army of join a unit, train with a unit, deploy with a unit, fight with them, inflict loss, take loss. Meanwhile, families back home taking care of things, and then you redeploy and do it all over again 15 times. That was a very tough military to be in. When I came out of that military in about 2015, I started thinking strategically about the environment we have today. That is China, that is Russia, North Korea, Iran, violent extremist organizations. It's a much dangerous place today than it was in 1984. So you can imagine how that Reese's program set me up for success. Early in this history, I met my wife, Annie, in Alaska. Now, she's from Tomahawk, just up the road here a piece, and we never knew each other, but we were 2 Wisconsin expats. We met in Alaska. I was smitten with her the day I met her. 6 months later, we were married, and I wish the same for you because we've been happy every day during this journey. Well, maybe not every day, but most days. But I decided boldly and acted decisively and quickly to marry her. That was the best decision of my life, and I really do hope the same for you. But 2023 is not all that different from 1984. Many of the same issues are present today, and having perspective of the past helps you understand the future because the future and history repeat. There's lots of uncertainty out there. That's okay. You'll navigate it. You really don't have a choice. You'll navigate it and you'll succeed. So my question to you is this: how will you be intertwined in the gears of history going forward? What will this world look like in 40 years in 2063? My guess is that one of you will be standing up here at this podium talking about your purpose and the role that UWSP played in all that success. I'm at the end of my career, and I'm starting to embark on what we call retirement or transition. I am transitioning. In fact, I went to some Army training in order to transition. The first thing they tell you is that you have to be self-sufficient because I'm a general and I have a personal staff and I have to be able to do stuff on my own. So I said, okay, I'll become self-sufficient. Went back to my office with this training, and I decided I wanted to print my own documents. So the first thing I did was try that, and then I realized I had to map to a printer. There are like 15,000 printers in my headquarters. And then I had to do a pin-to-print thing where you have to design a number code, and you have to punch that into the printer to actually print the document. So that was like strike two. And then they tell you at retirement class that you have to have an elevator speech. You know, a 2-minute sales pitch to sell yourself to some company and the value that you bring. Mine sucks. It's terrible. So I actually went to my speechwriter. I said, hey, can you help me write my elevator speech? And he said, well, sir, no. How are you going to become self-sufficient if I do that for you? So strike three. Hey, let me close this out right now by saying congratulations again. Our best wishes for your success. Be bold as you decide and act and prosecute kindness. And as you party this evening, remember what our bartender taught us. Thank you.
So before we go further, let's also give many thanks to Lieutenant General Barrier for his outstanding service to our country, his leadership, his way of handling many stressful moments, his messages to you today, graduates. Let's give him a warm welcome and thank you for what he's done. My name is Al Thompson, and I'm the Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs at this great university of ours. I am pleased to introduce your Spring 2023 class speaker, Samantha Berger. Wow, that's good. You already started cheering. Thank you. A Master of Science in Speech Language Pathology graduate, Samantha also earned her undergraduate degree in Communication Sciences and Disorders at UWSP in 2021. She is the daughter of Tim and Karen Berger and is from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Could Samantha's parents please stand to be recognized? Samantha has been active with the National Student Speech, Language, and Hearing Association and Sign Language Club. She earned first team and honorable mention honors while playing at UWSP's softball team and was a member of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. After graduation, she will move to Minnesota to work as a medical speech language pathologist. Samantha hopes to pursue a specialty in lymphedema to work with head and neck cancer patients. At this time, I am pleased to welcome and introduce your Spring 2023 Spring Class speaker, Samantha Berger.
There's a lot of you. All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for being here to celebrate such an extraordinary moment with us. From every graduate here to our friends, family, professors, and everyone else who has helped us along the way. The love and support that you've given us all these years is truly unmatched. Your presence today does not go unnoticed and is deeply appreciated. I remember the exact moment I decided to become a pointer. It was my first time visiting the campus, and I was walking out of the DUC towards the library in the middle of the street. I don't know why it was then and there, and maybe in hindsight that wasn't the safest place to make a massive life decision, but it ended up being one of the best decisions of my life, so I am not sorry. I had toured several other schools before coming here, but Point was the place that really made me feel confident and safe in building a home and a life for myself away from what I had always known. It was the place that laid out endless possibilities in a world where I had no idea what I was doing. And it said, no matter what, this place will take care of you and give you what you need. All of us here have been on very different journeys to get to where we are right now. And it's probably safe to assume that all of us have truly been through it. I think you could talk to anyone here, about their road to graduation, and there would be at least a few very memorable mental breakdowns that we've all experienced. I remember being so nervous applying for graduate school. I am not a perfect student on paper by a long shot. And all of the programs I was applying for, they were all very, very competitive. I was worried that what I had to offer just wasn't going to be enough, and that I might not get the chance to pursue what I had become so passionate about. Luckily, Point stepped into my life again and welcomed me with open arms, because this is a place that wants to give you a chance and watch you succeed despite your imperfections. This is a place that allows you to be your own person with no questions asked. You get to be weird and loud and sing Hannah Montana transition music in the hallways of every building. And that, no, couldn't be from personal experience. This is a place that provides you with the space to try new things, find new interests, and rediscover something you might have lost before. It sees your potential to grow and change, and it gives you the opportunity and support to do so. It recognizes passion and encourages the terrifying yet exhilarating pursuit of the life that makes you the happiest. Point is just a really special place, and it's given me some of my best memories and greatest opportunities. Although this part of life is coming to a close, the things I've learned and the people I've met here will give me 1,000 more memories to come. Getting to this point in our lives has certainly had its challenges. I'm sure we've all questioned ourselves several times, and maybe we still have no idea what we're doing, but I do know this. Everything that we've done up to this point, for whatever reason, has led us here to this moment. This exceptional, validating, unwavering moment to celebrate the many accomplishments and successes that we sometimes forget. Let's take the time today to feel true pride in the work that we've done, to acknowledge the many challenges that we've faced and overcome, to be thankful for this chaotic and beautiful journey, and to face our new adventures with the confidence and passion UWSP has always inspired. Congratulations, graduates. As our icon, Hannah Montana, always said, life's what you make it, so let's make it rock. And for my speechies, yeah.
Thank you, Samantha, for your message to our graduates. Commencement is a ceremony filled with traditions. A symbol of UW-Stevens Point is the cupola that sits on top of Old Main. In 2012, a wooden replica of this university icon was created and a tradition started. This replica symbolizes the beginning and end of your academic journey at UW-Stevens Point. When your class gathered for fall convocation, this special ceremony introduced you to the start of your academic journey at UW-Stevens Point. As you left that morning, you touched the dome of the cupola to commit to your academic pursuit. Today, you will touch the dome of the cupola again, this time as a graduate of the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. Tonight, the cupola atop Old Main will be lit purple in your honor. We hope you will always consider UW-Stevens Point your home and know that you are always welcome back as part of the alumni family. It is now my pleasure to introduce Shannon and Wayne Simmerling, who will lead the alumni pinning ceremony. Shannon and Wayne are 1996 graduates of UW-Stevens Point. They both earned a Bachelor of Arts in Communication, with Shannon's emphasis in public relation and Wayne's in broadcasting. Both were also recipients of the Chancellor's Leadership Award. Shannon is the Director of Philanthropy and Public Benefit for Delta Dental of Wisconsin. While at UWSP, she was involved with the University Activities Board and Public Relations Student Society of America. She has been named the Division of Communication Alum of the Year and serves on the College of Fine Arts and Communication Advisory Council. She is active in the community and serves on various committees of the United Way and Justice Works Board of Directors. Wayne is the owner of Security Fence and Supply. While at UWSP, he was a volunteer with 90 FM WWSP and has continued that work for 25 years, currently hosting the popular Sunday night program, Then and Now. He is also a board member for Friends of 90 FM and the Boys and Girls Club. Throughout their time at UWSP and in our community, Shannon and Wayne have embraced empathy for others and the idea that everyone has something valuable to share as well as learn from others. Please help me welcome Shannon and Wayne Simmerlin.
Thank you, Chancellor Gibson. It's our honor to lead the UW-Stevens Point Alumni Pinning Ceremony. Graduates, you each received a UW-Stevens Point lapel pin that was attached to your name card. Please take out your pin. Graduates, this pin represents your alma mater. With the cupola at the center of the pin, we hope it reminds you that you always have a home at UW-Stevens Point. Graduates, please turn to the person next to you. You may have had classes together, or this may be the first time that you've met, but you're already connected as Pointer alumni. At this time, we ask you secure that connection by attaching your pin to your neighbor's gown. Shannon, would you like to exchange?
I would.
There we go.
Okay, get you first?
Sure.
All right. Oh, there we go.
Okay, see if I can, same spot. Oh. There we are.
Woo! Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Any blood out there? Is it good? Okay. We ask that you always wear this pin with pride. Cherish the memories of the time that you spent at this university. When you step into your new lives and as you meet other UW-Stevens Point alumni, make sure you pause and connect as fellow Pointers. If you see a Pointer not wearing their pin, give them yours, and then you can just contact the Alumni Relations Department. I'm sure they'll give you another. Congratulations, class of 2023. We are counting on you to share the UW-Stevens Point spirit, legacy, and tradition. Congratulations, UW-Stevens Point alumni.
Thank you, Shannon and Wayne, for leading the pinning ceremony. I'm Marty Loy. I'm Dean of the College of Professional Studies. We're now ready to confer degrees. Will candidates for degrees in the College of Professional Studies please stand? Come on, stand up. That's all of you. Chancellor Gibson, it's my honor to present the candidates for degrees of Doctor of Audiology, Doctor of Education and Education Sustainability, Masters of Business Administration in Applied Leadership and Decision Making, Master of Science in Athletic Training, Master of Science in Communication Sciences and Disorders, Speech Language Pathology, Master of Science in Community and Organizational Leadership, Master of Science in Education, Master of Science in Health and Wellness Management, Master of Science in Healthcare Administration, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelors of Science Nursing, and Associate of Arts and Science, all in the College of Professional Studies. Dr. Gibson, contingent on successful completion of the requirements, I recommend that they receive the diploma of this university and the appropriate degree be conferred upon them. Candidates still remain standing.
Chancellor Gibson. These graduates have successfully completed the requirements for doctorate, master's, baccalaureate, and associate degrees, and on behalf of the faculty of the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point, I am proud to present these candidates to you for the conferral of their respective degrees.
Thank you. By the authority vested in me, by the Board of Regents of the University of Wisconsin System, and upon the recommendation of the faculty of this university, I confer upon you the doctorate, master's, baccalaureate, and associate degrees with all the honors and privileges that pertain thereto. Congratulations. You may be seated. Please be seated.
Marshals, please escort the candidates forward by row.
Doctoral degree candidates. College of Professional Studies, Doctor of Audiology, hooded by Dr. Julia Fisher. Athara Ibrahim. Alana Jo Kyle. Reba Hauser Wunderlich. David Zhu. Hannah Formella Zroik. Doctor of Educational Sustainability, Doctor of Education in Educational Sustainability, hooded by Dr. Henry St. Maurice. Rose Holland. Master's degree candidates, College of Professional Studies, Master of Business Administration in Applied Leadership and Decision Making, hooded by Dr. Lena Matesi. Ian Kors. Jordan Fader. Rachel Folk. Jordan Filene. Michaelin Hafner. Anne Ilgen. Emily Kolbeck. Matthias Croning. Abigail Melishewski. Samuel McGinnis. Andrew Nelson. Wilson Northey. Brandon Peckham. Olivia Schultz. Kyle Anthony Tyler. Max Trebatowski. Ryan Wagner. Susan M. Werzer. Master of Science in Athletic Training, hooded by Dr. Holly Schmeese. Colin Barker. Dakota Bazile. Carly Renee Beener. Rachel Brockdorf. Taryn Holland. Adrian Lewis. Dane Moore. Rose Paul. Quinn Schramm. Lene Jordan Schultz. Cassandra Simone. Danielle Tebby. Taylor Vaughn. Master of Science in Communication Sciences and Disorders, Speech Language Pathology, hooded by Dr. Julia Fisher. Olivia Addison. Kaylee Breckert. Samantha Berger. Rosalie Campbell. Lindsay Ditmars. Alyssa Feller. Taylor Frodel. Allison Gibson. Madeline Lottie Gragg. Morgan Gunnick. Carly Honkin. Taylor Johnston. Morgan Knudsen. Angela Kudik. Chantel LeBlond. Sierra Litwatus. Abigail McGee. Amanda Meister. Isabella Danae Mergen. Kaylee Miller. Emma Pavletic. Nicole Plutz. Marley Shuckelman. Tennille Strasburger. Tara Sweeney. Faith Vosters Hop. Brianna Walter. Morgan Yelk. Abigail Zaromsky. Master of Science in Community and Organizational Leadership, hooded by Dr. Annie Wetter. Alyssa Lick. Mallory Renee Nicholson. Laura Nolan. Tessa Tracy. Amber Trice. Leah Zweers. Master of Science in Education, hooded by Dr. Sidney Bueno. Michelle Anderson. Rebecca Anderson. Jenna Block. Alyssa Buboltz. Danielle Dawson. Samantha Ekman. Autumn Freeborn. Jennifer Hintz. Melanie Hughes. Tiana Jackson. Alyssa Johnson. Cara Johnson. Kelsey Johnson. Kennedy Kling. Erica Nicole Martin. Kaylee Mazemke. Kaylee McKillop. Kylie Moneypenny. Kelsey Morrow. Janet Nielsen Landgraf. Emily Randrup. Olivia Robick. Kayla Tomaszek. Eleanor Tompkins. Sheena Vitello. Madeline Welsh. Lecturer Mariah Fundheller will be presenting the diploma to Tony Zhang. Lindsay York. Master of Science in Healthcare Administration, hooded by Dr. Jody Olmsted. Nicole Alger. Jenna Kathleen Floberg. Suzanne Stibbs. Natalie Yan. Bachelor's degree candidates, College of Professional Studies, Bachelor of Arts, Evan Blanton. Isabel Moritz. David Ogden. Addison Schmall. Amelia Steen-Martin. Alex Thune. Bachelor of Science, Madison Ackley. Elizabeth Afalter. Sydney Ayrn. Signe Alger. Tucker Almond. Jared Altman Drinka. Faith Anderson. George Anderson, Jr. Cameron Anderson. Taylor Arrowwood. Steve Aslin. Reagan Lee Babcock. Isaiah Byrol. Stephanie Beard. Maylee Baker. Molly Baker, my apologies. Ryan Baxter. Parker Beatles. Liliana Bodewin. Joy Becker. Sarah Badizum. Aspen Beggart. Lexandra Bailing. John Bell. Braden Berberick. Caden Berry. Lainey Bessett. Cassidy Biefeld. Cassidy Biefeld. Elizabeth Biolo. Jennifer Bishalia. Sarah Bjork. Nathaniel Borboom. Alec Bratz. Kiara Brem. Joshua Stephen Brown. Elena Bruno. Jillian Brynjarski. Noah Bungie. Savannah Berg. Adriana Cantu. Victor Chukwameka. Riley Shashesky. Zoe Clough. Mackenzie Conrad. Caden Conrad. Alec Corbley. Joshua Cornelius. Alec Coward. Ava Critelli. Ava Dulkey. Catherine Davis. Brooklyn DeRosa. Carita DeVolk. Madison Dilly. Samuel Ray Diorio. Benjamin James Donovan. Ryan Doherty. Madeline Dewin. Lisa Egebrecht. Miranda Eilers. La Mesa Inky. Delaney Erickson. Jacob Falkowski. Danielle Elise Fay. Jacob Andrew Farrow. Grace Flynn. Caitlin Frederick. Catherine Gage. Jacqueline Gajewski. Paige Genzel. Abigail Gehring. Emma Geyser. Quentin Gellen. Lauren Gerards. Shaylin Jared. Hannah Gethers. Tyler Glodowski. Crystal Golke. Colton Gosnell. Danica Grippentrog. Trevor Groshek. Riley Gruna. Hannah Gunderson. Kayanna Rain Haynell. Matthew Holman. Ashley Hanson. Kaylin Hassler. Mason Hazart. Brianna Heiser. Emily Elizabeth Heitkamp. Kiana Heller. McKenna Hendricks. Max Hero. Lena Herzog. Tyler Hickman. Bryce Holtz. Emily Holzam. Sasha Horan. Alexander Horn. Reese Houston. Katara Hubbard. Logan Humphrey. Jason Ivory. Kiara Jerzinski. Joe Jensen. Lauren Jeske. Johns. Mackenzie Johnson. Kirsten Jordan. Josh Jumbeck. Megan Yunker. Darby Keach. Regan Kelly. Carly Kissling. Kendall Klatt. Adam Cloeter. Shelby Klobuchar. Madeline Koshin. Katie Kaler. Jenna Kep. Charlie Costamiris. Ross Kramer. Caitlin Kravick. Brett Kruska. Noah David Kupsch. Vanessa Kurth. Taylor LeClaire Grow. Mackenzie Lang. Kayla Laridan. Alex Larson. Jacob Larson. Mariah Lear. Brandon Leeper. Annika Lewis. Trevor Linky. Emily Linsmeyer. Akuma Lore. C. Lore. Mackenzie Lewick. Joel Lyon. Danielle Lyons. Kylie McDonald. Angelina Mader. Andrew McKinnon. Rob Mansky, Chief of Staff, will be presenting the diploma to his son, Ethan Mansky. Ashton Marshall. Joshua Martineau. Jordan Marie Maxwell. Tyler McKetron. Connor McKee. Alexis Means. Riley Mell. Spencer Melberg. Clarissa Messina. Heidi Muret. Randy Lee Miranda. Eden Meckler. Michaela Moore. Amanda Momont. Emily Mutch. Dawson Navarre. Macy Novice. Cheyenne Nahuda. Madison Nellis. Bo Nelson. Sim Nelson. Leanne Newton. Miranda Neiman. Mackenzie Nespajani. Grace Nias. Nicholas Olson. Cassidy Oshaski. Rachel Ostrowski. Faith Overbeck. Amber Azolans. Emma Marie Poggle. Kyle Parker. Carter Perusich. Sydney Peterson. Ariel Plasky. Ashley Pachowski. Melissa Poley. Madeline Polish. Mackenzie Ann Robb. Lissa Reset. Kate Radke. Anna Rudlow. I apologize. Anna Rowald. I apologize again. Anania Rowald. Gabe Retzloff. Victoria Ryder. Bailey Rizak. Anastasia Riggs. Madison Ripley. Michaela Ripple. Mason Reisner. Gabrielle Roberts. Emily Robles. Sam Rogals. Angela Rogers. Jacob Rosine. Joshua Sanders. Ashley Souter. Morgan Chabot. Christina Sheely. Tia Schlagenhoft. Macy Schmeiser. Veronica Schneider. Ellie Schultz. Madison Schultz. Carl Schuster. Brooklyn Seefeld. Veronica Sinalik. Madison Senso. Hunter Subert. Morgan Sievert. Nicholas Silva. Kendall Skretchkuski. Zachary Skubal. Brooke Smeltsley. Luke Smiley. Bryn Springstrow. Sabrin Steins. Harrison Stewart. Casey Steeney. Bailey Sukot. Kyle Swahula. Amy Swedlund. Ava Swoboda. Ethan Taggart. Brianna Tate. Jake Tice. Holly Thiedemann. Emerson Thomas. Jackson Thompson. Roy Thorson. Cassandra Tomac. Kennedy Tomczyk. Callista Treptow. Ryan Tucker. Jacob Ulrich. Carter Unger. Bailey Vandeven. Allison Sue Vanden Weingard. Kira Verkelen. Sophia Ann Vandrasic. Kaiying Vu. Bryce Walkowski. Megan Wall. Tristan Waters. Sarah Weber. Amelia Weiner. Gabrielle Weeks. Gracie Winky. Erica Wendler. Cole Waronke. Allie Wiegand. Haley Wilhorn. Bree Wizotsky. Sierra Wojciechowski. Kayla Wycheck. Caitlin Wolf. Madeline Waller. Callie Wolk. Chor Neng Yang. Alexis Zroik. Ariel Zadon. Ariel Zadun. Justin Alexander Zerung. Taylor Zentner. Micah Zip. Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Michaela Amundsen. Jada Jaworski. Michaela Kankul. Lisa Reyes. Lauren Schwartz. Mackenzie Falk.
Graduates, you may now move your tassels to the left side of your mortarboard to indicate your graduation. To conclude, it is a tradition at UW-Stevens Point for the Chancellor to give a charge to the graduates. Your time at UW-Stevens Point has been a time of transformation, of new opportunities and challenges, of discovering more about yourself and the world around you. I hope your learning and experiences over the last several years have inspired you to know that you can achieve whatever you set your mind to. So keep setting goals, keep learning, continue to challenge yourself, reach higher because the world absolutely needs you. And think beyond yourself. Be a good neighbor, an engaged citizen, a reliable friend. Support causes that are meaningful to you and find ways to bring meaning to others. Be the best you can be to yourself and others. Leave here with the knowledge and confidence to succeed wherever you go. Your UWSP degree has prepared you for whatever is next for you, whether continuing your education or beginning your first job as a graduate. I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to read about the impact you will make in your community, your state, and country. As part of the Pointer family, we will share in your successes and take pride in your progress. My warmest wishes for your happiness and success. Congratulations, and thank you to everyone who helped celebrate your achievement with us today. Congratulations, Pointers.
Before we leave today, we ask you to stand if you are able and join UW-Stevens Point senior Karina Verdette in singing our alma mater, The Purple and the Gold. She will be joined by the UW-Stevens Point Symphonic Wind Ensemble. This song was written by former music professor James Arrowwood. Words are printed on the last page in the commencement program.
Other schools of valor boast of victories galore, of laurels never lost, of triumphs by the score. Let them tell you of their prowess, of warriors strong and bold. But the call is ever lower to the purple and the gold. Alma mater, our Wisconsin, dear Stevens Point we toast, recalling former times of challenge and repose. On the banks of old Wisconsin, alumni glories told. We offer our allegiance to the purple and the gold.
Thank you, Karina. The audience may be seated. Marshals, please release our faculty, staff, and graduates by row after the platform party has recessed. For safety purposes, we ask that the audience please remain seated during the recessional. Graduates and guests are welcome to attend a reception outside the Quant Fieldhouse near 4th Avenue after the ceremony. Congratulations, class of 2023. Welcome to the Stevens Point alumni family. It's a great day to be a Pointer.
Thank you.